Hey guys, so I'm going to show y'all, in case you're looking for some ideas of plants. I could spend hours on this video showing you different varieties of plants. I'm just going to go through a few of them that we have here at our shop, and I'm going to make it pretty quick because I think we got a storm coming in. But if you're looking for a couple ideas, if you haven't seen these, which you probably have and already know them, at least you can get another look at them. But maybe there's a couple in here you haven't seen before and you may be able to use in your landscape. So I'll run through these real quick and tell you the names of them, and maybe you'll get some new ideas for your yard. Alright, so the first one we have is new Gold Lantana. This one's pretty common. You're going to see this just about everywhere. It's got this nice yellow color to it, and availability this year is pretty good. We're able to get these. They grow pretty fast, so different sizes are available right now. But that's the new Gold Lantana. And then we have the silver ponyfoot. This is an actual ground cover. You'll see this where it's good to put in a pot or up in raised planters, and it'll drape over the edge. Our winters sometimes will knock them back a little bit, but they tolerate our summers pretty well as long as they have irrigation. But this will cover the whole area, and actually covers pretty fast. So that's silver ponyfoot. And then here we have red salvia. A lot of different varieties of salvia, but this is one of the more common ones. This will get a little bit bigger and thicken up and get a little bit taller, wider, and will give you a good red color in your planting bed or in your garden, however you want to call it. And we'll move over to Gulf Mule. So this one's going to be real common. This is a grass plant. This is the one that either Gulf or Pink Mule, however you want to identify it, but this is the one that in the fall it'll put up as seed heads and it turns a pinkish color. It's a cold winter, these will go dormant. You can cut them back each year, normally January, February. A mild winter, they may actually stay pretty green year round. It just kind of depends on how cold we get. Then over here we have lavender. Most people know the look of lavender. It's very hardy for our area, and a good plant to put in. And then the lantana. This is the red orange lantana. This is actually the lantana I prefer, just because it's not the purple or the yellow that you typically find everywhere. These are not trailing lantanas, so they kind of grow more upright. They're not going to lay down on the ground and cover it like the purple will. But this gives you a good different color variation in your beds. And lantanas are deciduous, so they are going to die back each winter, and you just cut them back and they'll regrow in the spring. So this one is kind of cool. It's a variety of Dwarf View, and it's it'll get a little bit bigger, but they're good kind of for a shaded area, or it can handle the sun as well. They're kind of a good alternative if you need something that looks different than kind of what you have going on. It's just unique little plant. We don't see them too often, but they are they're used and throughout this area, and I do enjoy them in certain situations. And then here we have some butterfly bush, and it's not quite blooming yet, but it's another good plant which is very common to have in like a butterfly garden or something like that. The flowers will attract, kind of like lantana, will attract quite a bit of butterflies or hummingbirds, and even bring in some bees, which obviously we need to take care of. Then here we have the Texas sage, which blooms this little purple color flower right here normally around the time that it rains, which right now we've got storms coming in, so they'll bloom. These will get pretty big. They generally only tolerate the sun, but you can trim them like a hedge or you can let them grow and they get pretty big. Once established, they can actually do pretty well without irrigation. But they'll bloom during the growing season, normally when a front's arriving, and kind of give you a nice little purple flower look. So another one, which of course has leaves all in it, this is called a barrel cactus. So they're not going to get much bigger than this, but this is good if you've got kind of like a decomposed granite area or river rock beds and you want an agave cactus kind of yucca look. This is good, something small to add in, and they do really well. They're very hardy. Obviously the freeze we had, any of the agave or cactus take a hit, but handles our summers very well. Alright, this one I almost forgot, but this is Russian sage, and again you're going to get that little purple color. And you've got these a little bit lighter color green leaves, so those will look good if you've got something dark next to it and you don't want just everything dark green. You got a little bit different contrast with the little silver grayish leaf color. So on a little bit bigger scale, this is a wax myrtle. These can get 20 feet tall. They can get very big. You can trim them to keep them the height you want, but if you're looking for something to kind of screen along a fence line or a barrier for either noise or wind, these can do a pretty good job of helping. A lot of times we'll plant them in rows, and they'll form a very large kind of hedge, and they're hardy with our summers around here. I think the last one I'll show you, which most people know, again is not blooming right now, this is a mountain laurel. Just so you can see, if you need to identify one, you can see the leaves right here. These did take a pretty good hit in the freeze. Finding mountain laurels now are kind of difficult, and they're pricey. So the reason why they're so expensive is they're kind of a little bit harder to germinate, but they also grow very slow. So it takes the growers a long time to get them to a decent size. So if you're looking at one at 6 feet tall, you could be paying hundreds of dollars, even well over $1,000 just for one of them. So they're not the cheapest plant, but they do have a good aroma when they do bloom. They smell great, and they're a good addition in your landscape if you're looking for something that gets kind of a big and bushy, or you can train it to be more tree-like by trimming the lower branches. But it's kind of what we have here at our shop. Just give you a little, maybe some ideas, and if you have any questions, just leave in the comments below. Thanks a lot.